I absolutely adore my señora. She is the most amazing woman. She cleans like I've never seen anyone clean. She cooks the most food I've ever had put in front of me on the table. I've never been so full nor eaten so much in my life. She remakes our beds every day, cleans our entire rooms. My clothes have never smelled so clean or been so freshly ironed. She's just the most amazing woman. I absolutely love her. I love her.
Living with a host family has actually been a great experience. I definitely would suggest it over a dorm or an apartment just because you feel more personally attached to the country that you're in and their culture and their way of life just because you're forced to adapt to it, and not necessarily in a bad way. Just their way of life becomes your way of life for that short period of time, and I think you walk away with a better understanding than you would have living on your own, you know, buying your kind of food, being on your schedule, things like that.
I really like living with a host family. My señora is hysterically funny, and we do a lot of charades to communicate, so whenever we can't understand one another, there's a lot of grand hand gestures and faces made, and so we get the idea across, not always using the language, but definitely using manners of communication.
I've enjoyed living with my host family. I got a great place to live and a very understanding and kind family. I mean, obviously, like, you feel like you might have more fun in like a dorm because you can have parties and stuff, but you really don't even notice it because you go out at night with your friends and you meet up and you hang out, so it's not that big of a deal. And you get a much more personal idea of like the Spanish culture itself. You get to see how they actually act and how it's so different from the way that we do things. And it's been very enjoyable, and it's been a mind-expanding experience.
Most definitely living with a family has helped with Spanish because you sit there at meals, and it's really awkward if you sit there at meals and not talk to anybody, so you're kind of forced to talk to them, and they'll help you if you grammatically say something in the past when it should be in the present. They'll correct you, and so it definitely helps.
I absolutely feel like living with a family has helped my Spanish. My señora speaks fairly slowly, but her son doesn't speak slowly at all, so between the two of them, it's talking, at a very rapid speed versus trying to figure out what grammar to use and what vocabulary you can, supplement your own language with. So between the two of them, it's sort of helped me adjust both to the, actual speed of the language versus the sort of, more simple, more dumbed down language for those whose first language is definitely not Spanish.